So today I'm going to be showing you how you can make this desk with only two tools, a circular saw and then a drill. So first I'm laying down a sheet of insulation I purchased from Home Depot, and I'm just doing that so I can protect the table from the cuts. And it's a little bit easier so I don't have to put the plywood on the ground. So I'm actually going to be making this desk pretty long since it's going to be taking up a little nook in the room. So I made it about 7 feet or so. And now I'm just cutting that sheet in half so I can make up the top and the bottom of the desk. And for the supports, I'm just going to be using some 2x4s. So for the center support, since I couldn't really see where I was going to be drilling into it, to make sure I actually hit the 2x4, I just drew a line in the middle to help guide me. And then after I was finished with that, I installed the sliders, and they're pretty simple to install. I actually raised it up a little bit because it was rubbing on the ground after everything. So here you can actually see I'm gluing down the top of the desk to the supports. But for the bottom I only screwed it in. That way I can unscrew it and still have access to the inside of the desk if I need to. And to make sure that the wood glue bonds properly, you can put some weights on top of it to hold it down. But to save some time, and since I already had it, I just decided to use my brad nailer so I could go ahead and keep moving with the project, rather than waiting for the wood glue to dry. I also purchased this trim from Home Depot, and I just used it to cover over the edges of the plywood. And since this is in a little bit of an awkward position, rather than putting the weights on it, I'm just using the wood glue and then some tape to hold it down. And in this case, I just used the clear tape because that's all I had on hand and I didn't really feel like going to the store. And as you can see here, I actually had the opportunity to go to the store and get some blue painter's tape. So for the drawers, I actually removed the bottom of the desk, and that was just so I could have easier access so I can measure everything and make sure everything was right, and easily adjust the sliders if need be. And I'm just making really simple drawers. I'm just using the remainder of the plywood sheet and then cutting that into strips for the side of the drawers. After I'd finished double checking everything and making sure that the drawers were sliding correctly, I closed the desk back up. And I'm actually really happy that I decided to make it so that I could reopen the desk back up, because I actually had to raise up the sliders a little bit because it was rubbing on the inside. So far the desk was about 5 inches tall, and the average height for a desk is about 30 inches or so. So I cut the legs as 24-inch squares. I just added wood glue and screws to hold it together. And then covered over the screw heads with some wood putty. To paint it, I used a stain and poly in one, and I believe I was using the Kona. And I actually really liked the way it turned out with a deep dark color. For the drawer faces, I'm just using the leftover 3/4 inch plywood. I'm using sandpaper discs folded in half as a spacer. And then to temporarily attach the drawer face to the drawer, I'm just using some double-sided tape. And this actually worked out really well. It held really strong. And then I'm coming back and permanently attaching it with some screws. And after that, everything was basically done. I just needed to start prepping and painting. I painted the drawer face with the same Kona finish so that it would match the legs. And then I went ahead and attached the drawer pulls. It. So make sure you let me know what you think about this desk in the comment section down below, and smash that like button as well. And if you like stuff like this, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time on Modern Ideations.